this video, we are going to take a look at the Michelin-rated street food that I had when I was in Bangkok. Disclaimer, I'm not a professional food vlogger, so to be honest, I don't know what goes well into a food vlog. This channel is about couples finance, so while on holiday I thought why not make a video about the cheap and good food that I had, so that you know where to go to have good food without breaking the bank. So without further ado, let's head to the first item on the menu. First up, we are at Urai Palo for the Braised Goose. I got the small set for 2, which consisted of a plate of goose and rice. They also served some tea for free and had dipping sauces for the goose. I haven't had the chance to eat goose other than in Hong Kong, and that was roasted, so this place got me interested. It's a little fattier than duck, and I love how well braised the meat is. It also came with goose blood, which I assumed what this is. Overall pretty good value for money, but not a must try. We are still staying at Chinatown for our next dish and are headed to Guay, Ouan Pochana. The first thing you notice is the peppery smell of the soup, which they cook in the kitchen / dining area / cashier area. And then you notice the number of Michelin labels the shop has gotten over the years. We got the best-selling noodle soup and a plate of their roasted pork, which to me is the most important factor whether a place does pork well. The plate comes with several pork innards, and the main difference between Thai Kway Chap and Chinese Kway Chap is the noodles or Guay. The Chinese one we have here in Singapore is flat, and the Thai Kway Chap is curled up and you can scoop it up with a spoon, something that's almost impossible to do for the Chinese version. Okay, time for the roasted pork or siu bak test. Can we hear the crispiness in the noisy Chinatown traffic? Here goes. Verdict for the store, it's a must try. The rice noodles were very chewy, soup was very well prepared, very pepperish, and the roasted pork, well, you heard enough about it. We now head to Chulalongkorn University Street. I wanted to go to this restaurant called Jo Chula, but it was closed for Songkran, and while we were looking for alternatives, this restaurant popped up. Elvis, Suki and seafood was an unexpected find, and with such an extensive menu, somehow a noodle dish made it to the top, so I had to try that, and I didn't regret it. Everything in the bowl was very well coated with the egg, and the beef was very tender. The noodles were very well flavored with the egg and various seasonings, and I can see why it's so high up on the menu. Definitely a must try. We also ordered the scallops upon the waiter's recommendation, and when we opened them up, we had a pleasant surprise as there was an additional piece of pork inside. Both the scallop and the pork were very well cooked with butter, and surprisingly all three go very well together. We also got some grilled sotong or squid, which by itself was nothing special, but with the dipping sauces, they hit the spot. Overall verdict for Elvis, Suki and seafood, great place to go to. Next up, we are having pig organ soup at Arunwan. It's located at basement 1 of Park X building at Ekamai. Top of the menu is their signature pork offal soup with pickled cabbage soup. We got that as well as the pork blood soup. And of course, we couldn't miss out on the roasted pork. It has gone a little soft, probably because we are having it for dinner, so to be honest, it wasn't the best siu bak that I had. Overall verdict, the one in Chinatown is way better. In fact, I would go as far as to say you can miss this restaurant unless you are in the area. The next one is definitely a must try, and the restaurant name is called Here Hai. It always has a long queue, so we decided to have this food delivered via Grab. We ordered 3 dishes, the first of which was the signature crab fried rice, and you can see why this is so famous. Look at the amount of crab given, you can barely see the fried rice underneath. The second dish was the mantis shrimp, which was very well seasoned. Lastly, we had the crab omelette, which was my favorite among the 3. The savory crab goes so well with the sweetness of the egg, and both go really well with white rice. Overall verdict, must try. If the food tasted so good after delivery, it will definitely be better if we were to try it freshly cooked. We'll definitely give it a try the next time I visit Bangkok. The last place to recommend is not Michelin-rated, but definitely a must try, especially if you are a fan of ramen. Shoyu stand is located at the second floor of J Avenue near Tonglo, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this is better than any ramen I've had in Singapore. I am a big fan of the thick tonkotsu broth, so I was a bit skeptical when I saw this was a shoyu based soup. But boy, I was blown away by the flavor. The sweetness of the very thick chicken flavor greatly enhanced the umami and saltiness of the shoyu broth. Seriously, I didn't know so many layers could go into one bowl of soup, and all the flavors go so well together. The noodles were top notch as well, very chewy and complements the broth perfectly. Overall verdict, must try, especially if you are a fan of ramen. Okay, that sums up some of the best food I've had in Bangkok. Of course, there were other food that I really enjoyed but didn't get to video down. I'm a huge fan of street food, so there were many items whereby I just walked past, bought and ate on the spot. And that's part of Bangkok's charm, right? Good food is everywhere, you definitely won't go hungry. So hopefully this video helped you to decide where you want to eat and made your trip planning a little bit easier. With that, thank you for coming to the end of this video. Sending you lots of love. See you in the next one.